Okay, so I have all these old Snap stories that some of them, they take longer than the 3 minutes that I try to stay within. Sometimes just there's a saga, of things that happen. And one of my favorite things that has ever happened that I've gotten on my Snap story is me dealing with the aftermath of what to this day has still been one of the most fun dates I've ever been on. But it did have consequences. And I kind of in real time on my Snap story dealt with the consequences of what happened. So I'll tell the story and then I'll show y'all what happened. So back last summer when I was on the Delulu apps, I was on them for around January, and everything, I was just like, these men are so incredibly questionable at best. Like, this is just, it's going nowhere. I need a break. I need a detox, a cleanse, and then I'll come back. So I did. And around like May, June-ish, I was on the apps, and being on the apps in a military town, it's different. It's something else. But I went on this one date, and I get there and I didn't have like super high hopes going in. I was just like, you know what, it'll be what it is. But we went to this little park and we walked around, and honestly, I don't know that he was funny. I think he found me funny, and I thought that was great. And so like we were both laughing a lot because I thought I was funny, so I was laughing at my jokes, and he thought I was funny. So we were having a good time. And so we walk around, and there's this it's on the water, so there's this rail, and then there's a little bit of a ledge, and then there's a drop off down to the water. And we're walking around, and I'm like, well, there's room enough to walk, I'm gonna hop over the ledge. So I do, and I'm walking around on the other side of the railing, and I look down and I see all these rocks. There's like a place to be fishing over here, and there's all these rocks. And I'm like, I see a little seashell down on the rocks. I should go get it. I wish I could pick it up. And he goes, I could just lower you down. And I was like, could you actually? And he had very big muscles, so he could. And he just lowers me down by my hands, and I get down on the rocks. I pick up the seashell and realize it's a hermit crab. It's just a little hermit crab sitting on the rock. And I'm like, wow, cool, that's fun. Oh, I'm not gonna keep that, So he pulls me back up, and we kind of just hang around. And then I realize there's more rocks and more seashells way over here, but the ledge gets like a little further up, or the ground sinks or something, I don't know. But it's too far for him to lower me. So I find a place where I can climb all the way down and walk down to where these rocks are. And I went around picking up these seashells, trying to make sure that there's no crabs in them. Some of them did. Some of them I checked multiple times, did not see hermit crabs. So I put them in my pocket, and he's just watching, and he's like, interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting time. But I go home with this pocket full of hermit crabs, right? I did get a second date. Evidently he was fascinated by my weird personality, but didn't end up becoming a thing. But it was a fun date, I will not lie. It was a very fun date. I think he was a little confused as to what was going on, but he's like, you know what, I'll roll with it. Well, a few days later, it's like June, blazing hot in Florida. One of the seashells was in my cup holder, and I pick it up, and there is a dead hermit crab hanging off the end of the seashell. And I'm like, the gasp I gasped. I won't retell the whole thing. I'll just show y'all what happened. But yeah, I was horrified.
Snapchat. I have a horror story for y'all, and it's not done yet. And y'all are gonna get to come along for part of this. So, Monday night, I went on a date. and it was great. It was a good time. Part of what happened on this date, which was unique and fun, that has never happened to me before on a date, but this was great, was I saw these seashells. We were at like this place where there's like a railing, and you can jump over the railing, and then there's a little bit of a drop, and then there were rocks, and there were seashells on the rocks, and I said, I want to go look at the seashells. So he was like, I can lower you down. So he did, and turns out they were hermit crabs. So we found a way for me to climb down to where there were a bunch of these seashells, and I was like, surely some of these don't have crabs in them. That's what I thought. I ran around picking up the shells, and I checked them multiple times to make sure there were no crabs in the shells. I had one of the shells in my cup holder, and it's been sitting in my car for several days now. And I just reached down to pick up the seashell. The way I gasped and dropped the seashell back into cup holder, because look at this. Oh my goodness. Ah! I'm at the beach right now. I'm gonna bury him at sea, but here's where it gets worse. I have more, and they're in my cute little seashell bucket. So what if there's just a bucket full of dead crabs in my car? Okay, it's time for me to check the bucket. I don't even want to look at it, but I have to. I can't just leave a bucket full of dead crabs in my car. I can't do this. I'm horrified. I can see them! Oh, this is the worst day of my life. Oh, and that was one I really liked too. Oh, I feel like a murderer. This is horrifying. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, where'd it go? Yep, there's definitely a crab in that one. Yep. Oh my goodness. Was there a crab in this one? Nope, amazingly. Oh guys, I feel like such a murderer, but I genuinely thought that the homes were empty. But I thought I had more. See, I had this one, but the crab completely crawled out. It was sitting in the front of my car. I wonder, the way it moves. Here, I have an idea. I'll roll down my window. 1, 2, 3. And just like jumped around in the seashell. I really hope no one saw that. Oh, this is so bad. I like crab, okay? I do like me some cooked crab, but not like this. I'm gonna go bury them at sea. This is the worst day of my life. It's time for me to bury the crab at sea. Oh, the water's kind of cold. Goodbye, Mr. Hermit Crab. I'm so sorry for the atrocity that I committed against you.
So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. Don't trust those hermit crab shells. Yeah, never in my life have I been, the horror. So yeah, don't do that. I will say it still was a really, really fun date. So yeah, good memories, but also very traumatizing memories. I still think the story is really funny though. Anyway, bye y'all.